Hello, everyone. I'm Elise Ellis, and I am a photographer. I also do all of the social media for Black River Imaging. Been doing that for about 25 months. So we're going to talk a little bit about successful social media for today's photographers. Basically, I'm going to just run through some tips and things you should be incorporating into your social media marketing plan. First of all, social media, it all starts with a good story. You need to be defining your story, who you are, what makes you uniquely you, what have you done or what do you aspire to do, why are you special? We're all special, but you need to define why you're special for your clients. Also, why should your clients care? These 5 questions are essential for your business and your branding to remove you from the photography market that is now a commodity. Everybody has 15 photographers that start up every week. They get themselves a camera, they get themselves a Facebook page, and they're a professional photographer. And they're charging pennies on the dollar of what you should be charging for your business. So by defining those 5 questions, who you are, why you are uniquely you, what have you done or aspire to do, why people should care about you, that will help remove you from the commodity market. People want to connect with you in social media, through social media. They want to find that common thread. They want to know that you're a real person. These questions are your master narratives, and they are going to build your brand in social media platforms for you. I heard someone say this next statement at a conference I attended in July in Park City, Utah. When I heard it, branding and reputation suddenly became very clear to me, and I understood branding for the first time. The quote is, "A brand is what someone says about you when you leave the room. They aren't going to say what they honestly feel about you to your face. But when you leave the room, they are more likely to be open and honest with their peers." So if they're saying positive things about you when you leave the room, that's great. You have a strong brand. You have a lot of trustworthiness. People can count on you, and they know that they can trust you. All right, the next slide is a little bit about me.
Picture perfect sunny day, everyone together. Color the blue sky, feeling the rain. Paint yourself a perfect picture. We can make it so much better. The future's ours to lose. All you can dream of, don't be afraid. Paint your picture whatever you choose. We can paint the world a beautiful picture. Hold it up for everyone to view. We can paint the world a beautiful picture. Beautiful picture. Paint yourself a perfect picture too. Picture perfect photograph. Put your soul at ease. Sales Davis, we're forever living and loving however we please. We can paint the world a beautiful picture. Beautiful picture. Hold it up for everyone to view. We can paint the world a beautiful picture. Beautiful picture. Paint yourself a perfect picture too. We can paint the world a beautiful picture. Paint yourself a perfect picture too.
So you might be asking yourself, why is this my story? It is my story through images, all iPhone images, all taken on my iPhone, all processed through iPhone apps. Instagram, some of them uploaded to Instagram. Some of them sit on my phone. Some of them I just post to Flickr. But you see pictures of me with my husband, my children, through my travels, the food that I've enjoyed on my travels. Double rainbow after the Joplin tornado last May. We're an hour from Joplin. So I've created my story of who I am through pictures. You can do that with words also, by defining who you are. But I would encourage you to start posting pictures of who you are and what you do on your social media platforms. All right, you need to keep your branding consistent across all social media platforms. Facebook, my photography business name is Elise Ellis Photography, so my business page is Elise Ellis Photography. My Twitter handle is Elise Ellis. The reason I shortened it is because Elise Ellis Photography takes up too many characters on Twitter. You only have 140 characters on Twitter. My Pinterest is Elise Ellis. My Flickr is Elise Ellis Photography. My blog is Elise Ellis Photography. If you keep your branding consistent across all the social media platforms, it'll make it easier on your clients and your followers to find you and start building a community around you. I also suggest that you establish a presence on every major social media platform: Facebook, Twitter, Flickr, YouTube, Google+, Pinterest, Instagram, etc. You never know which social media platform is going to hit. Pinterest has been around for 2 years. In January, Pinterest has driven more traffic to retailers' websites, and you're a retailer, than YouTube, Google+, and LinkedIn combined. Pinterest is hot. If you don't have a Pinterest account, let me know. I'll invite you. Photographers are also using Pinterest to drive business back to their site. I know of 2 photographers already that are doing Pinterest contests. They're having their clients build a style board for senior photography or for wedding photography, and then they have a group of judges that come in and they judge on which style board is the best, and they win either a free wedding or a free senior session or a free senior package. So if you're not on Pinterest, I would suggest you let me know. I'll get you on Pinterest and then start spending some time building your pin boards. Also, let me know if you guys have any questions as I go along. You need to become an expert. Everyone is an expert in something. It can be something you love or have a passion for. There are some photographers here today that, I don't see them in the crowd, but Steve and Cindy Gum, they have a passion for gardening. They have a portrait park on their property and they do all the gardening themselves. I suggested to her last fall to start blogging about her gardening. Take it from the minute she orders the seeds. Can't wait, just ordered my seeds. Video the seeds, her opening the box of the seeds when they come in. Then take some pictures while she's planting the seeds, and as they start to grow and produce beautiful flowers all the way through the end, take them through the life cycle of the seeds. Be careful when you choose your topic that you want to become an expert on. Too broad of a topic makes it hard to disseminate the information, and too narrow of a topic closes your niche too much. You won't have as many people. So choose a good medium there between the topics. It is a fine line, but it can be walked. Now you need to start posting your expert information on all of the social media websites. You could do on your fan page. You should have every third status update on your fan page should be something about your business. So you have one about your business, have something about you're an expert in, and then something personal about your family or your children, or you're going on a vacation and you're going to take pictures and upload them, and you want to share that experience of your vacation with your followers. Next, you need to be consistent. If you're not consistent with your social media, you will lose the community that you have built around you. The biggest problem I see with photographers say is they say they don't have time to blog. You do have time to blog once a week. Pick a day during the week that you have time to blog. With Black River, I do all the blogging. I try to post a blog Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you can only do one day a week, do Thursdays. If you can't do Thursdays because that's your main shooting day, then do something on Wednesday. But keep your blog up and try to do it at least once a week. The more you do it, the easier it will become. You need to be efficient and effective in your social media. You need to participate actively. You need to build the community around you and your photography. When your followers feel like they have a vested interest in you, they will stay with you. They will not jump ship and go to the newest, latest, greatest person who's processing on Picnic. They will stay with you. They will be loyal. They will talk about you. They will tell all of their friends and family about you. Seth Godin calls these people sneezers. Everybody should have a sneezer in their group. Because what they do is they walk up and say, oh my gosh, I just had my pictures done by, is it Ada, and she did so wonderful. She made my kids smile. They didn't cry. The last photographer I went to, my kids cried. We left in a panic. I was panicked and I was sweating, but Ada did a wonderful job. She got the images I wanted. You know what? You should go to her. Here's her business card. Go to her. Because she connected as a photographer with a client. The client is going to sneeze about them. They're going to tell everyone they know about them. And that's what you want from your social media. You also want a quality of followers over quantity of followers. You want those good sneezers. You want the ones who are loyal to a fault with you. And you can find them. You just have to build the community around you. You also need to be sincere. People know when you're not being sincere. They can see right through you, even if it is in a virtual world. If you're not being sincere, they're going to be like, unlike the page, I'm going to not follow her tweets, I'm done with her pin boards on Pinterest. So you need to be sincere with people. People will come to you if you care about them, if you love them, if you show them respect, and it can all be done virtually. It does not have to be done one-on-one. Be influential in your chosen market. When I photograph, I like to photograph babies and children, families, and weddings. You bet I'm perusing every wedding blog out there or every baby blog out there. I want to know what the newest, latest, greatest baby products are. I want to know which trend is going on in weddings today. I want to be able to talk to my brides, my families. I want to educate them. I want to be able to educate them about what clothes to wear, or if they have a colicky baby, what product right now is hot on the market to help them. I become the expert. They come to me for information. They come back to me for pictures. Does that make sense? Influence is earned. You don't just wake up one day and say, I'm an influential person. Look at me. You have to earn it. You establish trust, and the opportunities will start to develop. For example, photograph a bride's wedding. You don't get the images turned around in a timely manner. If you say 2 weeks and it's 4 weeks down the road and they still don't have their images, you've destroyed the trust that they had in you when they booked you. Under promise and over deliver. I know it sounds silly, but it's simple. I see it all the time in social media. I booked so-and-so for my wedding. They were great the day of the wedding, but then they forgot about me. She puts that as her status update, or she tweets it out, or she writes a blog about you. How horrible is that? It kills your reputation, it breaks down your trust, and your community that you built around you starts to be destroyed. You don't want that. You want to keep it up. You also should be avoiding selling to your current network, to your current community. They're already sold on you. You need to be selling to the people who aren't sold on you, who don't know about you. Start reaching out for them. Start looking for those people. You never know. It might happen in the grocery store. It might happen at Target. Just one little word. Hey, you look great today. Or, I really like your scarf. Be personable. You never know what will come your way. All right, we're going to ask questions. Why do we want to ask questions? People love to talk about themselves. And they love to talk about themselves in social media. How many times you say, hey, I'm at such and such because I love whatever their product is. Or, I'm so excited, I'm going to Gulf Shores for vacation. They're talking about themselves. And social media gives us that opportunity to do so. So ask questions. It can be as easy as a status update. Who wants to win a free session? Or, hey, I'm at Starbucks. What's your favorite drink? I posted that one morning. I'm at Starbucks. I can't decide between an iced caramel macchiato and a chai tea. I had 30 comments in 10 minutes. People telling me, my favorite is this, my favorite is that. It was great. I didn't really want to know. I didn't want them to make the decision for me, but I asked the question, and they all got a chance to talk about themselves. Cater to your audience. So if you're a baby photographer and you're posting all about weddings, does that meet up? Sounds like you're marketing weddings. You need to know who your audience is. Find out what your audience wants to hear. Easiest way to do that? Ask questions. What is your audience's interests? Are they really interested in what you're posting? You can find out. Start posting random things on Facebook or on Twitter. Start tweeting them out. If you're not getting any response, they aren't interested. You just chalk that one up. Oh, that didn't work. Let's go on to the next one. And the good thing about social media is that it moves so fast, it's forgotten. That's forgotten. The one that didn't work. On the Black River site, on our fan page, the day that Steve Jobs died, they released it like at 6:40 in the evening. I caught it. I was just scrolling through Twitter, and I caught it. I verified that it was true. I immediately, 5 minutes later, posted it, RIP Steve Jobs, on Black River's fan page. We had something insane, like 64 shares of that status update. We had hundreds and hundreds of comments. Keep up on what's going on in the world. Current trends. If you're the first one to be out there in your group to post it, even better for you. Because now people know that you are watching what's going on in the world. You're becoming an expert. I would also tell you to always verify the information. A while back, John Bon Jovi was supposedly dead. Did you guys catch that? Started hitting Facebook, John Bon Jovi's dead, and then all of a sudden, here he is. He's got a newspaper, and it has the day's date on it, and he's taken a picture of it and uploaded it. Verify the information if somebody supposedly died before you put it out there. People like to help people. Sorry about that. People like to help people who support and like them. So if you take a genuine interest in your clients, they become your friends. Then they start referring you because they want to help you. They want to see you be successful, and they can say, well, I knew her when she was brand new. So take a genuine interest in your clients and in your friends. Also, one other thing to think about when you're catering to your audience is, what can you do to make others look better? If you aren't making others look better and it's all about you, you're not going to get anywhere. So there's a fine line there, a fine balance. You do want to post about yourself, your businesses, your personal life. For example, what if one of your high school seniors made Dean's List and you saw it on her status update? What should you do? Go on your page. Go like, Susie, you made Dean's List 2 semesters in a row. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you. Give them some benefits. Give them some rewards. Make them the star for the moment. It's not all about us. You need to look at your social media solar system. Is everything directing your audience back to your website? How many people have a website? How many people have a blog? How many people only have a blog? Very good. That's becoming kind of a trend. Your website is your portfolio. You should update it once or twice a year. If you aren't updating it once or twice a year, when your brides, say you meet a bride, for example, at a wedding show, she goes at home after the wedding show, she checks your website, and then she's booked you for a consultation, and then she's 3 months out of her wedding, and you guys are shooting the wedding, and she comes back because her girlfriends are in town for the bachelorette party, and then you say, who's your photographer? And they go back to your website. If your website has the same images on it as the first time she saw it, she's going to be like, is this person really a photographer? Are they really shooting? Where's their new current work? So I suggest updating in January, number one, because it's slow. Slow time of the year for all of us. Well, most of us in the Midwest anyway, because it's cold. 2, I would do sometime around June or July, especially if you're in Arizona or any of the southwestern states where it's really hot. I think that's part of your slow time. Update then. So find your slow times of the year, update your website. Here's the solar system. All the social media networks point back to your website. Your blog comes to your website. Instagram can go to Twitter and Facebook, and then that will also link them back to your website. YouTube to your website. And how all these are coming back to your website is in your profiles. If you set up profiles on major social media outlets and you haven't completed the profile, you need to do it. That is free real estate for you all to sell yourself. Okay, that's a challenge. Go home, finish your profiles. If you don't have a current profile pic, get somebody to do a headshot or do a self-portrait. Don't do this, but do a nice portrait with nice lighting. Pinterest. It can go to Facebook and it can go to Twitter. But like I said earlier, it's driving more traffic than YouTube, Google Plus, and LinkedIn combined in January. It's driving traffic to retailers' websites. There is some research showing that Pinterest is close to overtaking Google search for search functions. So if you're not on Pinterest, I urge you to find somebody who can send you an invitation. Come to me afterwards, get an invitation. We'll get you on there, get you going. Flickr. Who has a Flickr account? Who uses it? Okay, super easy. I don't upload directly to Flickr. Anytime I use my Instagram app on my iPhone or my iPad, I have it directly load to Flickr. I don't put any really of my portraits up there, but I have a presence on Flickr. And there's other iPhone photographers out there. There are photographers actually who are only iPhone photographers. That's all they do is iPhone photography. So I'm trying to build that community of iPhone photographers around me. Or maybe I'm circling around them at the moment. LinkedIn. Who uses LinkedIn? Anybody else? Does anybody know what LinkedIn is? It's Facebook for professionals. Get yourself... go and sign up for LinkedIn. They have a basic version that's free. You don't really need to pay for the pro version. You can. So I have LinkedIn. It does take a little bit of time to get your profile completed on there. I think mine's still at 90% because I haven't uploaded my resume. Well, I'm not currently looking for a job. Hopefully I won't have to be looking for a job anytime soon. So my profile is not complete according to LinkedIn. LinkedIn is something not really understood by photographers, and what it can do for you is you're making connections with people that either you went to high school with or you've worked with, and you can also, when you're in there, you can hook your Twitter up to post on LinkedIn. So let's say you have a friend that's in real estate. He needs a new headshot. So he comes in, you do a headshot, or you go to him, you do a headshot. Then he's like, you're talking to him, and you're like, hey, he's a really successful real estate agent. Hey, call me. I'd love to do a family portrait for you. Give him a free business card. Let him have the experience with you. Then you can tweet, hey, I just photographed John's family. Love him. Great real estate agent. You're building your community around you. You're building a network referrals around you. YouTube, same thing. How many people utilize video in their photography? What do you do? Uh-huh. Very cool. She keeps adding to her channel. She makes slideshows using Animoto, which they are great. Love Animoto. Do you use stills only, or are you using video? Uh-huh. Yep. Yes, and that's what I would suggest. If you have even on your iPhone these days, you have video capability, or if you have a G10, or I have a flip. And I did this with one of my clients recently. She brought her baby in. It was November in Missouri, and it's cold, but she wanted Halloween pictures in her Halloween costume, so it was a baby. We stripped her down. It was 15 minutes. It wasn't child abuse or anything like that. We took her outside. She had butterfly wings on and a tutu, had this nice little wooded area, sat her down. I videoed them walking out, us going to the scene, setting up, getting her, put that down. Okay, video a little bit more. At the end, she started crying. So I have that on video. So I intermixed the video with the stills, put some nice Animoto music in it. It's beautiful. I uploaded that to YouTube. Then you can share that directly on your Facebook and on your Twitter, and it just brings it all back around. So I would suggest start getting YouTube. You never know when something's going to go viral. the dad that was mad recently, shot his daughter's laptop with a gun. Who would have thought that would have gone viral? He's had millions and millions of hits. So you never know what is going to go viral, what's going to hit, and what's going to make an impression on somebody. Google Plus, I put it up here just because you do now have the ability to have a business page on Google Plus. Goes back to establishing your identity on every major social media platform. So if you don't have Google Plus, just sign up for it. Put some pictures up. Make sure you fill out the profile. That way you're there, because you never know if Google Plus is going to hit. Okay, this next slide is something I found on Facebook, and it kind of defines social media. And I found this on 3 Ships Media, so I'm going to give them some credit here. Twitter, I'm eating a donut. Facebook, I like donuts. Foursquare, this is where I eat donuts. Instagram, here's a vintage photo of my donut. YouTube, here I am eating a donut. LinkedIn, my skills include donut eating. I think that's great. Pinterest, here's a donut recipe. Last FM, now listening to donuts. And Google Plus, I'm a Google employee who eats donuts. I think that's a really simple definition of social media. I thought it was interesting and fun. Be authentic. Goes back to being sincere. You need to be authentic. No, there's no one else in this world that is you. You're the only one. You're unique. You're special. Nobody else in this world has the same thoughts you have. Nobody else has had the same experiences. You're you. Be authentic with yourself and let that show through your social media. Okay. We're going to have plenty of time for questions and answers. Have a plan. Having a plan for social media is just like having a business plan. If you don't have a business plan for your business, you don't know which direction to go. Some people call this a marketing calendar. Some people call this a marketing plan. It should be a part of your bigger business plan. If you don't have one, go home. It can be as simple, when you go home, define one. It can be as simple as, I'm going to do 1 tweet a week. I'm going to post a link to a blog about weddings, current trends in weddings. I'm going to blog on my blog once a week. Just make simple statements. Keep it somewhere where you can see it. Don't shove it back into the folder. Don't close the notebook. Put it somewhere where you see it. I actually have a friend, and what she does for her personal goals, and you can do this in your business, is she takes Post-it notes, bright pink Post-it notes. She writes her goals out. She sticks them on her mirror. So every morning she's getting ready, she sees her goals right there. In her face, she sees them. When she's reached a goal, she moves it over to the other side of the mirror. So she can track as she goes along during the year where she's at in her goals for her life and where she's been. It's good to know where you've been, because if you don't know where you've been, you don't know where you're going. You can't achieve these over here. You can also do, I've done the same thing. My goals are on the side of my iMac at home. I sit there most of the day. That's where I work. I see my goals. Exercise. Oh, man, it's 2:45. I haven't exercised today, and I have to go pick up my son from kindergarten at 3:30. Well, I'm going to go right now take a 20-minute walk. My goal is right there. It reminds me every day what I need to be doing. If you find yourself going in the wrong direction, make a correction and get back on track. It's okay. We all get off track. We all go the wrong direction at times. But just recognize it, stop what you're doing, say that's not where I want my business to go, that's not how I want to be utilizing social media, and get back on the right track. Life and business is never a straight line. It's a jag, just like this. We're going through it. Make corrections as we go along. Okay, what questions do you guys have for me? Anyone? Yeah.
Okay, I have a local business on Facebook.
Okay.
In order to tag people, they have to be my personal friend.
Right.
Do you
Yes.
recommend that?
Her question is that she has a local business page on Facebook, and in order to tag them in posts or in pictures, they have to be her friends. I have a lot of friends that are clients. I don't friend request them immediately when I first meet them. And in fact, I let them friend request me, because it's kind of weird unless you get down and dirty and personal with people and you make that connection. So if they friend request you, I would tell you to yes, accept it. Otherwise, if you're posting pictures from a wedding or a session, just put up there, had a great session with the Jones family. Please feel free to tag yourself in that. Yes, if they are not your personal friend, they can tag themselves in your images. Okay. I did read this on Mashable the other day. And Mashable.com is a great place for you to keep up on everything that's going on in social media because it changes so quickly. Facebook, apparently in the next month or so, is going to be updating all of our business pages to the new timeline. It's a great opportunity. It's a fantastic opportunity. Number one, timeline highlights your images. They make them bigger than the little thumbnails it has been. The second reason being is that cover photo, that's all free real estate for you to use in advertising yourself. If you have a mini session that's going on, or a Valentine's Day special, or a Mother's Day special, put it up there. It's the first thing people are going to see when they come to your business page. So make sure you're utilizing that to your benefit. Does that make sense? Okay. You're welcome. Any other questions?
Do you flicker all your sessions, Elise?
Do I what?
Do you flicker all your
I don't flicker my sessions. Partly because of some of the licensing that goes with Flickr. I don't necessarily want like people to use those images. And even if you water stamp them or stamp your brand on them, it happens. But I just Flickr my Instagram photos. Yeah. And I'm really kind of going towards, I do a lot of Instagram or iPhone photography because that's my passion. Because when you take everything else away, you get rid of the lights, you get rid of the zoom lenses, you get rid of the radio poppers. You have two things left with your iPhone. You have light and you have composition. And it makes you a better photographer. If you learn to manipulate the light and you learn how to compose, your photography skills grow immensely. So, yeah. Anybody else? Yeah. The question is, can you put a dollar value on social media? No, not really. The return on investment, not really. You can, it generates goodwill. It generates good feelings about you. But as far as a return on investment, no. I can't say, for example, when I first started with Black River doing all their social media in January of 2010, we had 561 fans. Today we have over 21,000 fans. I can't go and look at the numbers and say, oh, this person came directly from social media. You can't do that, not right now. You can look at on Facebook, for example, you can look at your insights and you can see where your, what age groups and demographics your clients are coming from. And why that's important is due to that women are making 80% of the major purchases in families these days. So you want to look and see where on your insights on your fan page, where that's falling. Do you have a fan page? Do you have a Facebook fan page? No. If you go look at mine, if you go look at just anybody else's here, I would wager to guess that the majority of our fans are coming from the 25 to 35 age range, and they're 70% female. Oh, I thought I heard somebody else. So no, you really can't put a dollar value. I can tell you that social media has given the individual their voice back. In the 80s, we had major, mass media corporations. They were making products for the masses, and we didn't have a voice. We had no way to refute what was going on. If we had a bad product or Tide bleached out our shirt and it wasn't supposed to bleach out our shirt, we didn't really have anything except the 800 number for questions or comments on the back of the packaging. And sometimes you got somebody and sometimes you didn't. But now, say you have a really bad experience with a product, people are going to social media, and it's giving the individual their voice back. And companies are reacting to that. For example, chapstick. Just recently, I don't know if you all heard about the chapstick controversy. They uploaded a picture to their Facebook fan page of a woman bending over a couch. She was digging for her chapstick, but her butt was the main part of the picture. And people were took that offense to that. They're like, you're exploiting women, blah, blah, blah. Well, people started commenting. What did Chapstick do? They started deleting their comments. That's a no-no. Don't delete a negative comment. You need to leave it there. It needs to be left there. You need to address it. You need to be sincere about addressing it. Say, hey, you know what? I'm sorry. We should have put that picture up. We'll take the picture down, or we'll write an apology, whatever. They made a major mistake by deleting the comments. We don't delete negative comments. Leave them there. Address them head on. Don't pretend like they don't exist, because they do exist. I see major brands not knowing what to do with social media, so when a negative comment comes up, they just ignore it. Whoa, we're just going to ignore it. You can't ignore it. For example, my son, my oldest son, in the video, he was huge into monster trucks. And so I went and bought him a $4 monster truck, Hot Wheel thing. And in 20 minutes after getting it home, the wheels fell off. I couldn't repair it. So I took a picture of it and I said, not too happy. And I put it on their fan page. They never responded to me. They should have said, sorry, we'll send you a new monster truck. Or here's a voucher. Go get a new monster truck. No response. We can't do that. As individual business owners, as small business owners, we have to respond to the good, the bad, and the ugly to keep our brands and our reputation strong. It's worth the time. It is worth the time and the money. Now, I know a lot of photographers, especially my girlfriend right over here, Amanda Reed, she has never advertised. She gets all of her business from Facebook. Say that again. Amanda Reed right here. She doesn't do any kind of advertising. No mass mailings, no Facebook ads, nothing. It's just all word of mouth.
On your website, do you have a link that goes right to your Facebook?
Yes, I do. I have a link to my Facebook fan page. I have a link to my to Twitter, and going up within the next, whenever I get back from WPPI, will be a link to Pinterest. The cool thing about Pinterest is that they give you all the code that you need, and you can for follow me on Pinterest buttons or pin it. If you have an HTML5 site, which is a non-Flash based website, you can put a pin this button under every image on your website, so that people can just go there, and if they love your image, they can pin it right there from your website. Goes on to Pinterest, then it's repinned. Every time it's repinned, say I click on you pinned it originally from her site. I see it, I love it, I pin it, click on it, it pops up. Your website is right there. All the client or all the person has to do is click on the image. It takes you directly to their website. That's how it's driving traffic to retailer sites. How cool would it be to just pop up on Pinterest one day and see your work there? So Pinterest gives you all the code and all the widgets and everything you need to install on your site. You don't have to go searching for it.
And I think that I was just that YouTube thing that I found was really good is with the videos that we can make so much videos. Like, make your own show, like I do. Like the girl comes in, she walks in the front door, she's looking, takes it back, does her makeup, like a real photo. She
Yeah.
takes a photo session, the lights, and you can make it so that they don't know the TV show came out and did it. And
Yeah.
you can post different shoots and video, and people that average just looking at it for 3 minutes or whatever don't know what's not.
Right.
And that's really especially young people. I noticed
High school seniors.
They said because there's a video on the site, they won't even look at it.
Right.
There's nothing using a video, they won't have anything to do with it.
Yep. What she's saying is that she's using video and uploading to YouTube to give her high school senior clients the celebrity treatment. They walk in, she starts videoing them as they're walking in, getting their hair and makeup done throughout their shoot. And it makes them feel special, makes them feel like a celebrity for the day. And they're going to share that. And especially if your branding is in that, with Animoto, you can actually brand your videos with like a slide at the end. Make it the last slide and it just says, made by Elise Ellis Photography, and the website or phone number. So they're going to share it with all their friends. And then it's, yeah, takes you right to their website. So you can, it's another way of free advertising. Yeah. 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 Yeah, you can. The thing about social media is no matter what your niche is, your photography niche, it's the same for every niche, and it's consistent. And you can use it the same way for every niche. So it's really important to know the ins and the outs of each social media site. I'll get to you in just a second. I do have one more thing about Pinterest. They have, on Pinterest website has Pinterest etiquette. When I get on Pinterest, the thing that makes me more frustrated is when I see photographers pinning their own stuff, and it's like photographer ABC Studio, and they have 50 pins of their own images. It's kind of like a no-no. They say avoid pinning your own stuff. But if you have something that you really, really, truly love or think is something special, then go ahead and pin it. But don't be pinning your own stuff. Let your clients do that for you. So, but if you've done, for example, maybe a fantasy shoot or some kind of special session, and you are just think it's an amazing image, or for example, what if one of your images won something here at WPPI or at a PPA event, and you want to pin the winning image, that's fine. But don't be pinning 50,000 images that are your own. Find something else to pin, because it's really about who you are. And if you define who you are on your pin boards, then people are going to connect with you because they're looking for that common connection. So, okay.
Regarding social media, at what point do you suggest putting up the sessions that you've shot? I mean, my contract says the rights are mine and I can,
Right.
advertise, but I feel weird at what point after the session, maybe after you've shown them the proofs, then you put them up?
No.
Or
What do you primarily shoot? What do you shoot primarily?
Weddings. And
Weddings?
sessions, too.
Do you do seniors? High school seniors?
I have, but mostly, like family sessions and stuff like that.
Her question is, at what point do you put up sneak peeks of a session on social media? As fast as you can.
Well, and I mean, not only a sneak peek, but like if you want to do 15, your favorite 15, I kind of feel weird putting them up if maybe they haven't shared it with the family, and here I am.
Talk to your clients. I like to put something up of each session almost as fast as I can, almost immediately, because that generates buzz. People get excited. People are going to share that. They're going to make that their profile image. All has your branding on it. Okay. Now, if it's Christmas time or these are going to be Christmas presents, talk to your client. Say, hey, generally I put a sneak peek up within 3 days of your session or 2 days of your session or the same day as your session. But I know that these might be Christmas presents. Do you want me to put the sneak peek up, or do you not want me to? And they'll tell you. They'll be honest with you, and then they'll thank you for asking them, because you don't want to ruin somebody's Christmas presents. So, but as fast as you can, because it generates buzz for you.